Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare 1-cent coins, cause some of these coins are rare among collectors and are worth millions. So today, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're going to talk about a coin that might not seem too special at first glance, but once you understand its potential value, you'll be scouring your coin jar to see if you have one in your collection. We're talking about the 1971 United States 1-cent coin. Yes, that's right. The 1971 penny might just be hiding an impressive value, and by the end of this video, you'll see why it could be worth a whole lot more than you think. Let's take a step back in time to 1971. It was a year full of political and social change. The United States was in the midst of the Vietnam War, and it was a time when the country was dealing with inflation, cultural shifts, and economic challenges. It was also a pivotal year for American coinage, as it marked the transition to the newer designs for the U.S. penny. The 1971 penny, which had the familiar Lincoln portrait and the iconic 1-cent inscription, was minted at a time when the U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins for daily circulation. But not all of these pennies are created equal. The 1971 penny has become a favorite among collectors, not necessarily because of its design, but because of certain rare traits and variations that make it stand out in the world of coin collecting. While most of the 1971 pennies you'll come across are pretty common and not worth much more than their face value, there are specific conditions and certain types of this penny that can skyrocket its value. Before we dive into why the 1971 penny is so special, let's take a look at its design. On the obverse side, we have the well-known image of Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, has graced the penny since 1909. On the reverse, we find the familiar design of the Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 until 2008. This design pays homage to the great man himself, and it serves as a reminder of his legacy and the nation he helped preserve. So, where does the 1971 penny fit into all of this? The answer lies in its rarity and the specific conditions that make certain 1971 pennies much more valuable than others. While most 1971 pennies were struck and distributed in large quantities, some were struck with unique characteristics or errors that make them highly sought after by collectors. One of the key factors that determines the value of the 1971 penny is its condition. Coins that have been carefully stored, well-preserved, and free from any signs of wear or damage are more valuable than those that have been circulated heavily. If you happen to have a 1971 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a valuable piece. Even a penny with slight imperfections but minimal wear can be worth more than you think. But wait, it doesn't stop there. There are also some rare variants of the 1971 penny that make it even more exciting to coin enthusiasts. For example, a 1971 penny struck with an error, like an off-center strike or a double die, can be worth much more than a regular coin. These errors occur when the coin is struck incorrectly during the minting process, and they result in unique coins that are highly collectible. Minting errors are extremely rare, so when they occur, they can add substantial value to a coin like the 1971 penny. Now let's talk about the most exciting part, the value. So, you might be wondering just how much could a 1971 penny be worth? Well, for the average 1971 penny, it's likely worth just a few cents, certainly no more than $1 or $2, depending on its condition. However, if you're lucky enough to have a 1971 penny that's in uncirculated condition or features a rare minting error, the value could be staggering. Some of these rare pennies have sold for as much as $68,000. Yes, you heard that right, $68,000 for a single 1971 penny. It's incredible to think that a coin worth just 1 cent when it was first minted could now be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But it's true. A 1971 penny in top-tier condition or with a rare minting flaw could fetch this jaw-dropping price. The rarity of these high-value 1971 pennies lies in their condition and the fact that many of them have been lost, damaged, or worn out over time. A well-preserved penny, one that has avoided the typical circulation wear and tear, is an absolute gem for collectors. And if you happen to find one with an unusual minting error, the value could increase dramatically. Collectors are always on the lookout for these types of coins, and if you're fortunate enough to have one, you could be sitting on a fortune. So, If you have a 1971 penny, don't just toss it aside thinking it's worth nothing. Take a closer look. Examine it carefully for any signs of wear, mint marks, or even errors in the design. You never know, you could be holding a coin worth a small fortune. And if you find one that's in exceptional condition, or better yet, has a rare minting flaw, you might have a coin that's worth as much as $68,000. In conclusion, the 1971 1-cent coin is more than just pocket change. It's a potential goldmine for those who understand its value. Whether it's a well-preserved, uncirculated example or a rare minting error, this penny has the potential to make a big impact on the world of coin collecting. So, check your old coins, keep an eye out for any 1971 pennies that might have slipped through the cracks, and who knows? You might just find a valuable treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 2, we're diving deep into the world of US coinage to explore something that many people may overlook but could be worth a small fortune. We're talking about the 1974 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the 1974 penny. It may seem like just another penny you can find in your pocket or change jar, but trust me, there's more to this little coin than meets the eye. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know why a simple penny from 1974 could be worth a whopping $64,000. First, let's take a quick trip back in time to 1974. The United States was in the midst of an interesting period in history. Things were changing, the world was evolving, and the U.S. economy was feeling the effects of both global and domestic challenges. It was also a time when inflation was on the rise, and coins were more valuable than ever in the everyday transactions of Americans. In the midst of this, the U.S. Mint was still producing its iconic 1-cent coins with the well-known design of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 1974 penny was no different in design, but the real story is about the rarity and condition of certain 1974 pennies that could turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. The design of the 1974 penny is something many of us are familiar with. On the obverse, we see the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This has been one of the most enduring designs in U.S. coinage history, and it symbolizes Lincoln's contributions to the nation. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall, reminding us of the great legacy Lincoln left behind. This design, in place since 1959, continued through 2008, and is instantly recognizable to anyone who's handled U.S. currency. So, why is the 1974 penny so special? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First and foremost, the rarity of the 1974 penny in exceptional condition makes it stand out in the world of numismatics. Like any coin, the 1974 penny was minted in vast quantities for circulation, meaning most of these pennies saw a lot of wear and tear. Over time, most of them became scratched, worn down, and discolored from years of being used in daily transactions. However, if you happen to stumble upon one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you might be holding a piece of history that is far more valuable than you realize. Coins that are in excellent condition, meaning they show little to no signs of wear, are extremely rare. Most of the 1974 pennies you'll encounter were in circulation for years, so the chances of finding one that hasn't been damaged are slim. But for those who have the patience and sharp eye to spot one in mint condition, these coins become highly coveted by collectors. The better the condition, the higher the value. So, what exactly qualifies as mint condition? A coin that has never been in circulation, kept in perfect shape without any scratches, dings, or discoloration, is considered uncirculated, and such examples are worth much more than their face value. But there's more to it than just condition. The 1974 penny also carries a certain degree of rarity due to unique features or errors that occurred during the minting process. These errors can significantly increase a coin's value, and the 1974 penny is no exception. For instance, certain 1974 pennies may have been struck off-center, which means the design is misaligned. Others could have been double-struck, leading to a doubled image on the coin. These kinds of minting flaws are what collectors dream of, because error coins are much rarer and much more valuable than regular coins. And when it comes to the 1974 penny, those rare minting errors can make it incredibly valuable to the right buyer. Now, you're probably wondering just how much a 1974 penny could be worth. Well, here's the exciting part. If you have a 1974 penny in uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, it could be worth as much as $64,000. That's right, $64,000. $000 for a single 1974 penny. While it's certainly rare to find a penny in that kind of condition, the value of these coins can soar depending on the quality, rarity, and uniqueness of the coin. For most 1974 pennies, the value may be close to face value or only slightly above it. But for those exceptional coins with minting errors or those that have been preserved in impeccable condition, the price can climb to mind-boggling amounts. It's not every day that you come across a penny worth tens of thousands of dollars. So if you do have one of these rare finds, you might want to take a closer look. So, here's what you should take away from this video. Don't dismiss your 1974 pennies as just another piece of copper. You could be sitting on a gold mine, especially if the coin is in excellent condition or features a rare minting error. In fact, you might have a coin that's worth $64,000 without even realizing it. If you have any 1974 pennies in your collection or just lying around, it's time to take a second look. A simple inspection could turn a regular penny into a treasure. Top 3, we're going to be diving deep into the world of US coinage. And the star of the show today is something you might find in your pocket change. Yes, I'm talking about the 1978 United States 1-cent coin. At first glance, it may seem like just another penny, but trust me, it has a story to tell, and its value might surprise you. Stick with us until the end, and you'll find out just how much this humble 1-cent coin could be worth today. Let's travel back in time to 1978. The world was buzzing with change. In the United States, the economy was adjusting to the effects of the 1970s recession, while the cultural landscape was full of new ideas and innovations. The U.S. Mint was busy making coins for everyday transactions, and one of the most common coins was the 1-cent coin. The design of the penny had remained relatively unchanged for years, still showcasing the beloved Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial adorning the back. This was the year when billions of pennies were struck, each one entering circulation to be used by everyday Americans in their daily lives. But why? You may ask, is the 1978 penny so special? Well, it's not about the design or the amount of coins that were minted, although those details are certainly important. The true value of the 1978 1-cent coin lies in its rarity, condition, and a few unique features that make it stand out in the world of coin collecting. First off, let's talk about the design. On the obverse side of the 1978 penny, we see the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This iconic design by Victor David Brenner has been the face of the penny since 1909. Lincoln, one of the most revered figures in U.S. history, stands as a symbol of freedom and unity. On the reverse, we find the Lincoln Memorial, which graced the back of the penny from 1959 until 2008. The design was intended to honor the 16th president and his monumental impact on the country. While these designs are well-loved and instantly recognizable, they're not what makes the 1978 penny potentially worth thousands of dollars. The key to its value lies in its condition. Like most coins, the 1978 penny was minted in huge quantities and circulated widely. Over time, these coins experienced wear and tear. If you've ever handled pennies from the 1970s, you know they're often worn down, scratched, or tarnished. But here's the thing. If you're lucky enough to find a 1978 penny that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be holding on to something much more valuable than just a penny. An uncirculated 1978 penny is a coin that has never been used in transactions. It hasn't been subjected to the daily wear that most coins face when they are in circulation. These coins are rare and highly sought after by collectors. Even if a penny from 1978 has only a small amount of wear, it can still be worth a premium. But it's the pristine, uncirculated coins that truly fetch high prices. Now, let's get into the more exciting part, rarity. While most 1978 pennies are still pretty common, there are some special characteristics that can make them significantly more valuable. For example, certain 1978 pennies may have been struck with minting errors. These include off-center strikes, double strikes, and other anomalies that can occur during the minting process. These errors are extremely rare, and collectors often pay a premium for these coins because they're considered one-of-a-kind treasures. So, if you happen to come across a 1978 penny with any unusual features, you might just have a coin that could be worth a small fortune. Now for the part you've all been waiting for, the value. So, just how much could a 1978 penny be worth? While most 1978 pennies are worth only their face value, 1 cent, There are rare and exceptional examples that can fetch much higher prices. In fact, an uncirculated 1978 penny or one with a rare minting error could be worth as much as 60,000. That's right, 60,000 for a single 1978 penny. It's almost unbelievable that a coin that was once worth only 1 cent could now be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But that's the magic of coin collecting. The value of rare coins can skyrocket based on their condition, rarity, and even minting errors. So, if you happen to have a 1978 penny in your collection or in a coin jar, don't just toss it aside without a second thought. It could be worth much more than you realized. To sum it all up, the 1978 1-cent coin is a prime example of how a simple coin can become a treasure over time. Whether it's due to its uncirculated condition or a rare minting error, this penny can have a surprising value that's worth a second look. So, the next time you're sifting through your change or looking through old coin collections, remember to check for that 1978 penny. You could be sitting on a rare find that could be worth 60,000. Top 4, we're diving into the world of rare US coins and uncovering the secrets behind one of the most interesting and valuable coins in circulation, the 1972 United States 1-cent coin. You may have thought that the humble penny was only worth a cent, but what if I told you that this tiny coin from 1972 could be worth much, much more? Before you roll your eyes and think this is just another penny, hold on. There's more to this coin than meets the eye, and it might just surprise you to learn how much it could be worth today. Stay with me as we go over the history, design, rarity, and, of course, the price of this fascinating 1-cent piece. Let's start by taking a step back in time to 1972. This year marked an important period in American history. The country was coming out of the 1960s with a rapidly changing political and social landscape, and the world was watching closely. In the midst of all these changes, the U.S. Mint was busy working on producing coins for the American public. The 1972 1-cent coin was part of this production cycle. At first glance, this coin may seem like just another run-of-the-mill penny, but upon closer inspection, it reveals a deeper story. The 1972 penny was minted during a time of significant economic activity, and it was created as part of the efforts to modernize the currency system in the United States. The design on the front features Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, facing right. This image has been on the penny since 1909, and it has become iconic. But what's even more interesting is the back of the coin. The reverse side of the 1972 penny features the classic wheat ears design, a symbol that has been used on U.S. pennies since the early 1900s. The wheat stalks on either side of the coin's reverse serve as a nod to America's agricultural heritage, showcasing the importance of farming and the agrarian way of life that shaped the early days of the United States. While this design was eventually replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, it's a classic feature of pennies from the earlier part of the century, including the 1972 1-cent coin. Now, let's talk about why this specific coin from 1972 could be worth more than you might expect. While the 1972 1-cent coin was minted in large numbers, over 5 billion to be exact, not all of these coins are created equal. Most of them were circulated extensively, meaning they've been worn down and damaged through years of handling, leaving only a few in pristine condition. And it's those well-preserved specimens that hold the real value for collectors. The rarity of the 1972 penny in uncirculated condition is what makes it so desirable. A coin in mint condition, free of wear and tear, can fetch a surprisingly high price on the market. Even more valuable are coins with special characteristics, such as unique die errors, which are produced when there are mistakes during the minting process. These mistakes could include things like double strikes, die cracks, or misaligned designs. Collectors go wild for these error coins because they are one-of-a-kind pieces, and they can sell for significant amounts. But what about the value of a regular 1972 penny in good condition? While most of the coins you find in circulation today are worth just 1 cent, a rare 1972 penny in excellent condition can be worth far more. In fact, certain well-preserved 1972 pennies have been known to sell for prices that might leave you in AWE.SO. How much could a 1972 1-cent coin be worth today? If you happen to find a 1972 penny in uncirculated condition or even better, with a rare minting error, it could be worth an impressive $70,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $70,000 for a single penny. That's a massive return on a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. Now, Before you start rummaging through your spare change looking for this elusive coin, keep in mind that finding a 1972 penny in such exceptional condition isn't easy. It takes a trained eye to spot one of these rare specimens, and even then, the condition has to be nearly perfect, free from any signs of wear, scratching, or discoloration. But for those of you lucky enough to own one of these valuable coins, you might just have a treasure sitting in your collection, waiting to be discovered. The key is to understand the value of these coins and to recognize that sometimes, the smallest pieces of history can hold the biggest surprises. Top 5. We're diving into the world of American coins, and what we've got for you today is truly incredible. Imagine finding a simple 1-cent coin from 1981 that could be worth a small fortune. Sounds unbelievable, right? We all know the 1-cent coin, or penny, in the United States has been in circulation for over a century. It's a coin we all see in our pockets, stuck to the bottom of our bags, or perhaps tossed in a jar with other loose change. But did you know that certain years, especially 1981, have some pennies that are highly coveted by collectors? That's right. Some 1981 pennies, in specific conditions, are worth way more than just a penny. In fact, some have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. Now, let's rewind to 1981, a year that marked a pivotal point in American history. It was the start of the 1980s, a decade known for major political shifts, technological innovations, and economic changes. Ronald Reagan was in office, and the country was going through a period of significant transition. The 1-cent coin from that time, like any other coin, was made to be used in everyday transactions. It circulated throughout the country, paying for small goods, change at the grocery store, and even tossed into vending machines. But what makes the 1981 penny so unique? Well, it's all about the minting process. The U.S. Mint produced billions of these pennies, but not all of them were created equal. While many of them were minted with a regular design and quality, some of these coins have characteristics that make them highly valuable today. For example, there are several varieties of the 1981 penny, and certain mints produce them with slightly different characteristics. The most sought-after ones are those from specific mints, like the ones with rare errors in the design or the ones that were made with slightly different materials. These minting errors can range from minor issues like double dies to major errors like off-center strikes or misprints, which happen when the coins aren't properly aligned during the minting process. These mistakes are what make the coins stand out, and it's what makes them so valuable. Now, what about condition? Just like with any collectible item, condition is key. Most pennies you find today in your pocket will show signs of wear and tear. That's because they've been used in circulation for years. However, some 1981 pennies were kept in pristine condition, carefully stored away, and never spent. These coins, especially those that have been preserved in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, are worth much more than their face value. In fact, an uncirculated 1981 penny could easily be worth hundreds of dollars. But if you have a 1981 penny with a rare error or one in pristine condition, the value skyrockets. Imagine having one of these rare finds in your collection. If the coin has the right characteristics, such as being error-struck or having that perfect minting condition, you could be looking at a coin that might just change your financial future. So, here's the big reveal: an extremely rare, mint condition 1981 penny with a notable error could be worth an unbelievable $57,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $57,000 for a single 1-cent coin. It's amazing how something so small and simple can carry so much value, right? And for those who have been collecting coins for years, this is an exciting opportunity to add a true gem to your collection. If you happen to come across a 1981 penny, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Look for any imperfections, unusual characteristics, or unique features that could make it stand out. You just might have a rare treasure on your hands.